Good afternoon, everyone. And you guys are hearing me partially. So I need to do something here really quick. Let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and get my mic on so that you can hear me better. But welcome. This is Dr. Dwain Woode, y'all. Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living. What are we living? We're living limitless lives. And we are right now in our fast. We are 48 hours into this week's fast. And I'm so excited because I get to come along and get to hang out with you. So let me go ahead and do this really quickly. Uh, oh, there we go. So I get to come along and hang out with you as we move through the fasting space. As you know, on a weekly basis, we do our fast, and we are now how many hours? That's right, 48 fast. If you've been with us, if you have been fasting, if you've ended your fast, if you've been talking about fasting, this is the place that you want to be in. And if you remember, one of the things that I've talked about in the past is those things that kind of push us as we go through the fast. I'm going to pop that up really quickly. Here is our heat model. And these are the things that we do that these are the triggers, if you will, that will help us or push us off the course if we're not careful. And these are the triggers that we see. Whenever I talk to patients in the office, I go through this list as well because it is those are the things, if we're not careful, they will pull us off the course. And so habits, emotions, access, and taste. The habits are those things that we do without thinking, the rote things that we do. Everybody else is getting up to go to eat, and so we get up and we go to eat as well, even though we're not hungry. We go to the movies and we get some popcorn and we get popcorn and we eat popcorn even though we're not hungry. Why? Because that's what we've done and that's what we've always done. Emotions. Doesn't matter if you've made a decision. If those emotions get strong enough, if we're not taking care of them, they will cause a problem as well. Access, just having things around us when we haven't cleaned up our environment. And then, of course, if we're not careful, we will also have those memories, those things that come back from our childhood, from other experiences that we've had. You know, we remember that time when we tasted that thing, when we felt that way with that person, and all of those can have significant ramifications for what we do. And so that's the heat model. And as we go through fasting, those are things that we want to remember as well. So once again, if you're in this space, doesn't matter where you've been, doesn't matter what fasting method you've been doing, doesn't matter how long you've been fasting, you are at the right place. And I welcome you. Go ahead and drop in the comments, where are you right now, and how many hours have you fasted, or how many hours are you planning to fast as we get through this week? Okay, so right around here, I want you to hear a couple of things that we sometimes say to ourselves. Number one, am I doing the right thing? Okay, am I doing the right thing? Well, you've made a decision to take charge of your health. Now, there are lots of things that you can do, lots of things that you can try. Fasting is one of those things that has a tremendous ability to get our metabolism set and ready for the changes that we are making in our lives. So, fasting in an amazing way. Should I keep going? Well, it depends on what's going on in your body. I want you to pay attention to your body. I want you to be mindful. I want you to listen to what your body's telling you because it will talk to you. It will talk to you. It will tell you, hey, I think you should not fast today. I think you should make a different change. And so those are the things that we want you to be mindful of. And we will talk more and more about these as we get through the different shows, get through the different seasons. Um, if you have not already done so, go back to our website or to our YouTube channel, that is. There's a playlist that I've done and it's called How to Fast Successfully. Okay. So should I keep going? Is this still helping? That's another one. Is this still helping? Now, one of the ways that you're going to know if it's still helping is if you're keeping track. So if you're not monitoring, then sometimes it seems as though the things that we're doing are not giving benefit. But if you're keeping track of blood sugars and weight, that's one of the reasons when I do my show, I want to show you all of those numbers because it is an objective way for us to keep track. The next question, the next thing that goes through our mind, why does this feel different than yesterday? Why does it feel different than yesterday? If you saw our show last night, we talked about the transition zone. And one of the things that happens is sometimes we don't feel the intensity that came with the motivation. And so we think that there's something ominous going on, but the body is also changing, right? Hormones are changing and our energy source is changing and our body's healing. So lots of different things can happen. And so you can feel that in different ways. And here's what I want you to hear, right? Nothing is wrong. Just because you're feeling those things, just because you're having those thoughts, doesn't mean that you're broken. The thoughts will come. And our goal is not to stop the thoughts, but our goal is to manage those thoughts. And so manage ourselves as well and go to that place where just because we have the thought, it doesn't derail us and it doesn't throw us off course, right? So this phase is not about pushing harder. It's not about, hey, I'm superhuman in my strength. This is about support and this is about staying aligned. That's what this space is, right? So for some of you, the fast is done. You completed it. You started, you ended yesterday. You started 2 days ago, you ended. You did it sometime this week. For some of you, you are currently in the fast. Some of us, I guess I should say, right? For some of us, for some of you, you're starting the fast tomorrow or later on. But wherever you are, this is the right place where we support, and all of those thoughts and all of where you are is valid. Okay, so let's slow down a little bit, and I want to do a mental check. I want to do a mental check, and these are the areas that we typically talk about, right? Physically, mentally, and emotionally, and we usually do this on the show. But I want to spend a minute here, kind of walking through this, and um, give you a structured way of doing this, right? So you ask yourself, how is my energy today, right? So how am I doing physically? How is my energy today? Is it steady? Is it uneven? Is it slow? Is it calm? And what signal is my body telling me right now? And this goes back to the point I just made. Listening to your body, energy level, right? How is my energy today? And what signal is my body telling me? Not just is it good or is it bad, right? So those words can be subjective. They can be very depending on how we're feeling at the time, depending on our mood. That's not what we want. We want this to be something that it becomes objective, right? Is not just good or bad, but what is happening. Number two, mental. Ask yourself, am I clearer than earlier in this week? Is my thought process better? Do I feel like I'm making better connections, right? What's going on this week? Once you observe what's going on, we don't want you to evaluate, by the way. This is not about judgment. This is about being objective in our understanding of what's happening in our body. One of the one of the challenges when it comes to health is that because it encompasses so much, that we do a lot of subjective analyses, and so we come to conclusions based on how we feel, based on the emotions, rather than having some objective data. And so, if we're going to be structured, if we're going to be successful, if we're putting patterns and becoming entwined into rhythms that are going to take us, we're going to have a way of evaluating this that's not based on our emotions. Because once again, remember, motivation is the motivation that comes usually comes from emotion, and we know that that is not long term. Again, we're observing, we're not evaluating. So, am I sensitive? Am I more focused? Am I more quiet? And then emotionally, how am I responding to discomfort and to the challenges that may be happening around me? Yeah, 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 yeah. Because when we're fasting, remember, fasting is not just about not eating. Fasting has the ability, because of how we live in our regular days, because we tend to use food as a buffer. When we fast, guess what? You're doing this without that safety net. And so, how am I responding right now? Um, to what's going on around me? Am I patient? Am I more reactive? So this question is not meant to change anything, or these questions, they're not meant to change anything, but just to make you aware and to get you oriented. So as you're going through the fast, be doing this, going through this process with you. Okay, well, within your mind. So what I want to do is I want to normalize a few things. I want to normalize a few things for you. Some people will feel calm. Some people will feel restless. Some people will feel proud and elated. Some people will feel unsure. All of that is normal. This isn't about toughness. It's not about providing or proving anything. That's not what we're trying to do. What we want to do is we are trying to make sure that we have the rhythm, we have the structure in place that's going to help us be successful. This fasting is about where you learn about yourself. Not about food, but about how you respond to the structure. Because if we can get the structure right, then guess what? All the other things tend to fall in line. That's what I said. All the other things that we sometimes will talk about. Yeah, if we can get the structure, if we can get that rhythm going, yeah. We tend to do better. And if you ended your fast today already, by the way, if you're ending today, congratulations. Yay, 24 hours or 36 or whatever that doesn't mean, right? That doesn't mean that you're done. Because remember, fasting is just a component of our overall health. And one of the things, let me put this down for a minute, because one of the things that happens is that we treat the fasting as though it is this isolated thing that we do over here. And when I'm finished fasting, I'm going to get back to my real life. And I want you to begin thinking of fasting simply as a part of the cycle of your health. It is just built in there. So it's not when I'm done fasting, life is going to begin. It is, hey, I'm building this tool into my life as part of what I do on a regular basis. I want you to notice the distinction. One allows you to get empowered because it is just a part of what we do. And the other is, I can't wait till I finish this thing so I can get back to the norm. Well, guess what? That is now part of the norm. Yep. And then here's one that I do want to spend a minute talking about. If you ended your fast today, but you weren't planning to end your fast today, something happened, some circumstance, something that pulled you off course, or something that didn't quite go the way you expected, and so you're off, you ended the fast. Once again, does not mean you're broken. The questions that we have to ask is what happened and how do we correct it? It's not a judgment on you. It's what happened. What structural piece was not there, or what situation happened that pulled me off course? That's one of the reasons why when we look at the heat model, habits, emotions, access, and taste, it's not looking at those with judgment. It's understanding what are the things that pushes my button. And so if I can understand that, then I have a better chance of being successful. We're all on different paths, right? All on different paths. So we're not all traveling the same pathway, but we are heading in the same direction, which is long, healthy life. Okay? So let me offer you a couple of other things to make sure that you are doing, and you will hear me say these over and over as we're fasting. Number one, you want to make sure that you're not forcing this. We want to make sure that you are not white knuckling this. That is, okay, I can't wait to get through. We come into fasting understanding that we are making a choice. We are making the choice to be healthy, and we're using this tool. Okay. All right. So now let's go through a couple of things. Number one, we want you, so these are some anchors. These are some anchors. I want you to make sure that your hydration rhythm is in place, that you are maintaining hydration. This is not forced hydration. You're not chugging it. You're just being steady. Consistently throughout your fasting period, you are taking sips. Okay? You're taking sips. If you all of a sudden like, oh my God, I haven't been drinking. Let me go drink 2 bottles of water. That will upset the stomach. It'll cause other issues. We don't want that. Hydration gives your body a sense of predictability. Number two, gentle movement. Gentle movement, a short walk, some stretching, changing position, getting up, right? Doing some calf lifts. So gentle movement. Move a muscle, change a thought. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. And then number three, permission. I want you to give yourself permission to rest. This is not a time to power through, right? Rest is not quitting, it's coordination. You've not failed because you decided, hey, I'm going to take some time. Okay. And then one next decision, not the whole week, not the whole fast, but what's my decision that I'm making here in the next couple of minutes? I may feel like something's going on. Maybe I feel like I want to stop. Maybe I feel like, oh, I'm not going to finish this week. What's the next, what you can do in the next minutes? We don't have to decide for the rest of the fast, but the next couple of minutes. When we talk to people who in addiction medicine, we don't tell them, we don't ask them to commit forever. We ask them to commit to this moment. This moment. Now, the next moment, I can do whatever I want, but for this moment, what is the choice I'm going to make? And then that moment becomes another moment, becomes another moment. And after a while, guess what? There it is. Okay, move a muscle, change of thought, and commit to one decision. What's the next supportive choice I can make right now to support my health? Remember, that is part of our inner design loop. We anchor, right? What's working? What's going on? We align the choices that we make, and we adapt. We look to see what's happening around us, and we make changes that support that. Okay. And so, one of the most important things you can do right now is to stay connected. So, stay connected. One of the reasons for what we do here is so that you know that there is a community right here that's supporting you. This community is designed and built not to judge, not to push, not to force, but to give information and to come alongside so that we can walk the path together. So drop a comment, check in with the community, let someone know what's going on. Now, you may not have a community, physical community around you, so that's what this is. But you can start a community in your area. Find a bunch of people, find some like-minded people. You're at your job, at your church, in your neighborhood, in your family, and say, hey, let's do this together. What an amazing gift, right? We're in that season. What an amazing gift to give the people around you for you to come by and say, hey, I want to be healthy and I want you to come with me. Let's do this together. An amazing gift. This is not necessarily for accountability, but it's for belonging. And we love community. Community is an amazing thing. Okay? So let me leave you with this. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to push through. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to stay aligned and to get the support and to do what you need to do so that you could be successful. Whether your fast is complete, whether it's continuing, whether it's ongoing, you're getting ready to start, whether it's transforming, it is transforming you. It is transforming you into a new person. You're still building health, and that counts. That's what we want. That's where we want to be as we move through the rest of our week. We will be back tonight for our 56-hour check-in. So join us for that as we talk about the adaptation zone. Tomorrow we'll be back for our complete review of fasting. How do we prepare for the fast? How do we get through the fast? And then, of course, how do we break the fast? So make sure you join us for that. Let's go ahead and say hello. I see Jennifer out there. Jennifer said, howdy all. Thank you for coming through, Jennifer, and hanging out with us. And for all of you who are out there watching, special shout out to our Accelerator members. Now, I am always excited when I get to hang out with you. I'm always excited to see and hear about the benefits that you're getting in your life. I'm excited to see all that's happening in your health journey. And as we continue to build and continue to grow our show, I'm going to put a couple of things up here in just a minute. The things that we do here in public, this is our teaching, and you guys hear me educate, empower, and encourage. So this is the public face of what we do. The quieter, more inner part of what needs to happen, right? That inner design loop, that can be found on our website, right? So Woode Life Design. We'll put that up here in a minute. Woode Life Design. So get over there and I'll put a couple of things up. And the QR code that you see there on your left, that is our Woode Life Design. It is a brief, short, pointed thought that you get to work on a weekly basis. And I encourage you, you want to make sure that you're doing physical, the work in your life, not in public sometimes, but you want to do quiet. You want to be able to sit down. You want to be able to step back. You want to be able to ingest. You want to be able to journal. That's a great place for that. And then I'm always looking to improve what we do here on the channel. And so the QR code that you see on the right side, that is for you to go ahead and get involved and give us your opinion. Okay. So we thank you for all that you do. So left, if you are wanting to continue this journey on your own with some support, that's the QR code there. It is a, like I said, weekly email that you get. Make sure that you scan that if you're interested. And then make sure that you're giving us some feedback. We appreciate that. Let's just say make sure. It's optional, but I love to hear from you. Love to hear from you what's working and what we can do to improve. Hey, as I always say, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. We educate, we empower, and we encourage. We encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level, and create the life you've always wanted. You don't need superhuman strength. What you need is a strategy you can trust. You need a plan you can follow, and you need the support and the determination to show up every single time. We'll see you in our check-ins check-in this evening, and then as we do our show tomorrow. All right, everybody, have a great one.